Okay, that's good. All right. Greetings. Welcome. Thank you for tuning in. Welcome to today's presentation of Cosmic Adorations for Divine Holy Day. Oh, I forgot to put in the calendar. For Divine Holy Day, for the last Divine Holy Day in the month of Penit, according to the Earth Center calendar. Uh, Here we go. Okay, here we go. The Earth Center calendar. This is the year 422. Humanity's original calendar was discovered by Naba Lamusa. Sorry. Morodinabig. This calendar is based on the heliacal rising of the Sirius star. It has been 422 years since the last great heliacal rising. Heliacal rising is when Sirius and the sun rise together, called the dog days. That's why it gets really hot in August. This year, and so they started messing with the weather. This year of 365 days is the second quarter of the Menqet, the real year, which is 1,461 days, as shown in the chart below. And you can also find this calendar. They have an app, Earth Center app. I got the subscription on one of my phones, but it's not on all of my phones. So it tells you when the days are, the days of the week, the days of rest, the holy days, the ancestral, the holy days. And I've really been enjoying following this calendar. I posted about what my strengths look like. I don't like to say week, I say strengths. So as you can see, each month has 10 days. I mean, each strength or week has 10 days. And there's 2 days of rest within the 10-day period, which I love. And then there's 12 of those months. And then the last month is for Goddess Nut, when she gave birth to the 5 gods and goddesses. And the Tyrian New Year starts on July 13th, honoring Ra, Asar, Heru, Set, Nebuchadnezzar, Aset, and Sirius, Subject. And last year I released a wonderful album with a song for each one of the days. I'm not sure if I'm going to do a presentation this year. And most indigenous calendars have 13 months, with the 13th month consisting of 5 to 7 days. So that's why I really enjoy this calendar. And so today we're going to be honoring Menqet and Sept. Sept is another name for Sopdu, Sirius, and Sopdet, Potolo, Imaya, Sigitolo. And there is a web page. I'm posting it here on YouTube. I guess I could put it here too. Great Awakenings. So if you want to follow along or check it out later, Menqet dash and dash Sept, S-E-P-T. Oops, S-E-P-T. Oh, Tachita.com. Okay, that. And I think I can do it here on YouTube. I don't know how to do that on. I don't know how to make a comment here. I haven't figured that out yet. Comment! Oh my gosh. Okay, wow, this is the first time I've done this before. Chia.com / Menqet dash and dash Sept. Okay. All right. So there you'll find the the list of the teachings if you want to reference them later. Oh my goodness, this is exciting. / Menqet and super never. Okay. All right, so we're going to start with the altar. I'm just going to light the candles. You can see it over here. I'm going to add some incense. Oh, there's some lighter. It's supposed to light the candle with the lighter. All right, got some incense over here. So the candle represents the Aku, the divine light within that is to be awakened. And the incense represents the fragrance of the personality, which exudes a divine odor as it rises up, attracts, and communes with the divine, takes your prayers. And we have the water offering, for purified water silently and continuously from one container to the next, representing the one-pointed flow of the mind towards the divine. And for the food offering today, since Menqet is the goddess of beer, I have a bottle of kombucha, which is fermented. It's not fermented grain, it's fermented mushrooms. That's the best I could do. So I didn't even know that Menqet was the goddess of beer. So that's my offering for Menqet, fermented mushrooms. Introduction. Now, let me bring that page over. Oh, okay. So we'll start with the wisdom teachings today. I like to switch it up sometimes. Thank you for the love. That must be Sister Nitra. All right, so today is the Divine Holy Day according to the Sirius Kemetic Sidereal Calendar, and it's called Divine Holy Day, Cosmic Adorations for Menqet and Sept. The day is the 29th of Penit, the Decan is Ha, and the Netaru are Menqet and Sept. And I showed you the calendar. Okay, so I'm very familiar with Set, of course, which is Sirius. And so I'm not going to have any teachings on that. But as for Menqet, we have a little bit of studying to do. So let me see if I can share screen. Just a minute, please. Okay, cool. All right. All right, so we have the image of Menqet, and sorry you can't see it. Let's see it like that. And it's the goddess holding two offering pots. And in the pot, she's carrying beer. She's the goddess of beer. This is from alamy.com. According to Egyptian mythology, Menqet was the goddess of beer. She was also believed to rule over the place of reeds, the area where the souls that lived on earth offerings stayed. And then there's an image from one of the engravings at this particular temple, the Tomb Chapel, the Ramkey North Wall. And on this illustration, they show life of the herd, baking, brewing, and the preparation of fish. So I'm just going to read what they have about brewing. And this is at metmuseum.org. The brewery scene begins in the bottom right register with a woman heating conical bread molds. She shields her face from the heat of the flames. Behind her, a man bends over a large vat in which he prepares the dough that is then transferred into the heated molds, a row of which is standing ready above. Finally, the brewer scene left of center presses the baked loaves through a sieve into another vat. Facing him is a squatting man who prepares the jars that will eventually hold the fermented beer. So they make beer by making bread. They don't bake it all the way. They lightly heat it, and then they push it through the sieve or screen, and then they make that. They press it, and then they make that into the beer. I didn't know. I don't know how they normally make beer. Yeah. Great awakenings to those of you on YouTube that are tuning in. This is Divine Holy Day presentation for Menqet and Sept. All right, and then this is a really good. I didn't find much about Menqet other than the beer. So everything else that I have for her is about the beer. So this next article is from a website at the Mummy's Ball, and it's about how they used to. Oh, computers stop making noise.
Here's what I found.
Uh-oh. Okay, thank you. Oh, that was weird. All right, let's see here. Come on, little computer. Oh, you can do it. Chrome tab. Man, I don't know. I'm not the best at this. Okay. Okay, let's try again. Screen showing was canceled. I may just not even try this. It just takes too much time. Select a tab to share. Okay. Oh, there it is. I told the beer before we changed. Okay. All right. So this article talks about how they made beer. And beer was not like a socializing drink. It was one of the offerings. You had bread, wine, oil, beer, animal parts represented material, worldliness, and flightiness. The beer was a offering. Okay. Ancient Egyptians were skillful brewers, and according to Diodorus, made a drink from barley for smell and sweetness, not much inferior to wine. Recreation of ancient beers has become popular, so learning to brew like an ancient Egyptian seems timely, as beer helped prevent a goddess from destroying the mankind, and pyramids may not have been built if there wasn't enough beer. Okay, so what was he referring to? The goddess not destroying the world. Sekhmet was sent to earth to destroy the unrighteous, and she became intoxicated with worldliness, and she loved killing people, innocent or guilty. And so Jehuti, the cosmic mind, was sent to bring her back to her divinity, and he served her some beer, Sedgert, and it brought her back to her divinity. So that's what they're referring to, because she was killing everyone. Beer was a staple food in ancient Kemet and a widely used metaphor for the good life of ancient Egyptians. It was an important source of an essential dietary item together with bread. Bread and beer were the golden symbols of life, and the offering formulae in tombs often included a request for thousands of beer and bread. Ancient Egyptians were as concerned with continuing to drink beer in the afterlife as they were buried with jars of beer and magical models of breweries, while brewing scenes decorated walls of their tombs and offering bearers carried some additional supplies for eternity. Beer was also offered to the gods, and in one offering, Stela, the gift of life, and donation of a brewery to the gods are related. Quote, may the gods of Memphis give King life as he presents a brewery to support an endowment of beer before them in perpetuity. Beer was a staple but also refreshing beverage. That the ancient Egyptians liked their beer cool can be seen from a complaint against robbers who had stolen some food and drink. Quote, they drew a bottle of beer which was cooling and water while I was staying in my father's room. Unquote. Beer was also drank in taverns, and the term for drinking party, Menqet, literally means beer house. Brewer was called FD, and dreaming of drinking warm beer was considered a bad sign. Okay. All right, so this part is about Hetadu being sent to Earth in the form of Sekhmet. We don't need to read that. The earliest Egyptian breweries were found at pre-dynastic sites of Hierakonpolis and Abydos. Excavations of both these sites revealed installations consisting of double rows of large vats set up into a mud brick construction. The large quantities of ash and charcoal were found surrounding the vats, and slight reddening of ceramic indicate that they were moderately heated. Thanks to the arid Egyptian climate, some of the vat contents have survived as residue, in which remains of emmer, wheat, and barley were found. Okay, and well, I have the link there at the website if you want to read more about Egyptian beer. I'm going to move on because I'm short on time today. Oh, but here we go. Generally speaking, the most common interpretation of brewing in ancient Kemet is based on the use of bread. Beer loaves, or the so-called beer bread, was made from rich dough rich in yeast and lightly baked so that the yeast would not be killed by heat. These loaves were then crumbled and rinsed with water through sieves into vats. Additional ingredients such as dates or extra yeast might have been added at this point. Fermentation occurred inside the vats, and the resulting liquid was decanted into jars, which were sealed for storage or transport. Okay. Again, if you want more information on that, go to chia.com/Menqet/ Menqet-and-Sept. And for those of you just tuning in, we're working through some with information about goddess Menqet, who is a goddess of beer. I did not know about before. That would toast for beer to eternity, and that is a common blessing. May you have beer for eternity. It's not used the way it is today, where you get drunk and pass out and do all kind of crazy things. It was offering to the divine, and our bodies are temples. So when we're drinking it, we're making offerings. So it's just a new way to look at beer. And I have some images here of the goddess Menqet. There's an image of them making beer, and he's tasting it. Okay. It's also used as funeral offerings. And then I have here a list of terms for beer that I'm going to use in a chant later. That's where I go to this website. What is it? archive.org/details/Egyptian hieroglyph 01 budge. Well, if you go to the webpage, you'll find it. But they've got like the dictionary. And that's where I look when I'm writing a song or chant. I look up all the words and then I put it together in a song. So we'll come back to that. Right. Yeah, I was really excited when I got to these 3 terms. So I'm looking forward to that. And then some images of Sirius, Sept. Here's a short description from Wikipedia. Sirius and Orion, together these 3 brightest stars of the northern winter sky, Sirius, Betelgeuse, and Procyon, can also be understood as forming the winter triangle. And if you follow me in my astrology readings and other sacred cosmic adorations, I follow the sacred hoop, which consists of Gemini, Canis Major, and Orion representing Jehuti, a star, Anpu, and a Sept. So the triangle, Sirius, Betelgeuse, and Procyon, called the Winter Triangle, that has to do with the Mayan tradition as well, but we'll get into that another day. Sept is the consort of Sa, the personified constellation of Orion near Sirius. Their child, Venus, or Heru, was the hawk god Sopdu. Like this part, I don't know what they're talking about. The Lord of the East. They're confusing Venus with Heteru and Heteru, but that's okay. As the bringer of the new year and the Nile flood, she was associated with Asar from an early date, and by the Ptolemaic period, Sa and Septet almost solely appeared in forms conflated with Asar and Aset. There's another picture. As a follower of Sept, Sirius, you will find many articles that I have posted, offerings, music for this cosmic force. Since Sirius has been my guiding star since the beginning of my spiritual journey. So it's too many to list here. So just Google search Tachia, Sirius, or Lightning Wellness, Sopdu, and then my album, Celestial Folk Music, and Pautinetto. I'm zipping right along because I've got a tight schedule. Okay, and then I was wondering why did they pair Menqet with Sept? And then I remembered the millet beer. Sirius began as a tiny seed of millet. And it was like heavier than iron. It was the heaviest, most dense object in the universe. And she started spewing out all the objects of creation in a spiral. All of creation came from Potolo, like a giant metal iron pan or pot. The heaviest thing in creation, according to the Dogon, creation began with millet beer. So that is my reasoning for why they have connected Menqet and Sept on this Decan of the month of Penit. And remember, my first band was called Dogon Sirius, and my graduate school research project, and even still, is the Sirius Galactic Cultural Astronomy Project about Sirius, the Milky Way, and the Pyramid Sacred Sites. So this episode is really exciting for me. All right, so there are a few teachings by Seba Ma. I'm going to just do a few. I'm obviously running out of time, but there is no such thing as time. So, yeah. Okay, well, here's one about beer from the Sarian Resurrection. Verse 4b. Then the majesty of the king of the south and the north, and the threefold beauty of the night, caused to be poured out these vases of beer, which make men to lie down asleep. And the meadows of the 4 heavens, the south, north, west, east, the sky, were filled with beer, divine nectar. I forgot to read the opening prayer. We're reading from the prayer of the rib. Okay, I'm just going to be late for my meeting. capital sorrow. Om Namaja, capital sorrow. Om Namaja, capital sorrow. Om Namaja, capital sorrow. Right. Just gonna zip right through. Yes, time is running out. Okay. The north, south, west, and east of the sky were filled with beer, divine nectar, by reason of the souls of the majesty of this god. And it came to pass that when this goddess arrived at the dawn of day, she found these heavens flooded with the great nectar, and she was pleased thereat. And she drank of the beer and blood, and her heart rejoiced, and she became drunk, and she gave no further attention to men and women. Then said the majesty of Ra to this goddess, come in peace, O Amit, the most beautiful one. And thereupon beautiful woman came into being in the city of Amit, or Amim. And the majesty of Ra spake in homage to this goddess, saying, let there be made for her vessels of the beer which produces sleep at every holy time and season of the year, and they shall be in number according to the number of my handmaidens. And from that early time until now, men have been wont to make on the occasions of the festival of Hetadu vessels of the beer which make them to sleep in number, according to the number of the handmaidens of Ra. And verse 4c. Sorry, YouTube, I don't have time to change again. And the majesty of Ra spoke unto his goddesses, to this goddess, saying, I am smitten with the pain of the fire of sickness. Oh, this isn't about beer. Okay, never mind. Okay. Let's see what else have we got. A little bit of time for music. I'm just going to read ones about beer because we already know about Sirius. Let's see. Page 106. I'm just going to read one more and then I'll make it to the music. I see my answer here. This was a good one. 106. And see. Beer here. Thank you. Nothing here on beer. Must be a different book. Okay, look at that. 106. 262. Oh, it's starting to mess up again. Okay. Yeah, it's got a mind of its own. Little devices. All right, well, forget that. Let's see what else have we got. Page 70, Sorry and Resurrection. Oh, that was the wrong book. Got it. Okay. Sorry and Resurrection. Page 70. Okay. So page 106, Purging the Root. Okay. Sorry. Oh, here we are. Right at the right page. But it's still acting weird. Okay, I don't have time for this today, so we'll just have to go right to the music. Oh, that's 108. Okay, yes, it's going haywire. All right, we're just going to go to the music. Okay. Yeah, I'm just going to have time for the beer song today. I have time for two. All right, let's go to this new song about the beer offerings of Goddess Menqet. And if you recall, this is the part of the program where it's all improv. I have no idea what's going to come out. It's exciting for me. So let me read through some of these terms for beer. Atka beer to brew. Atekti beer shop, beer house. Amu to be sour of beer and wine. RT, beer pot. Atek, to crush grain for beer. Met, thou drinkest beer. Besha, crushed millet grains for making beer. Nu, to drink beer with companions, overflowing pots of beer. Nectar, very strong beer. I thought that was interesting because nectar is like the name of the divine. And then these are the words I'm very excited about. Hekti akim ti alma, divine beer which does not go sour. Hekti ent ma'at, divine beer of truth, drunk by the 12 gods who guarded the shrine of Asar. And Hekti ent nehe, divine beer of everlastingness, inexhaustible. So we're just gonna roll through these. Dua Menqet Ari Menqet Dua Ari Menqet Dua Menqet Ari Menqet Dua Ari Menqet Acti Dua, Menqet. Dua, Sept, Dua, Sopdu. I apologize. I'm not going to have. Well, I guess I can have a quick song for Sopdu. Yeah. I'll post some of the other songs recorded. Here we go. Dua, Sopdu, Benifer. Dua, Sopdu, Benifer. Dua, Sopdu, Benifer. Dua, Sopdu, Benifer. Dua, Aset, Mutareket. Dua, Aset, Mutareket. Dua, Aset, Mutareket. Dua, Aset, Mutareket. Dua, Sopdu, Benifer. Dua, Sopdu, Benifer. Dua, Sopdu, Benifer. Dua, Sopdu, Benifer. Dua, Septet, Mutareket. Dua, Aset, Mutareket. Dua, Aset, Mutareket. Dua, Septet, Mutareket. Dua, Sopdu, Dua, Aset, Hatep. Yes, my mind was going ahead in time to how I've got to add these other musics to this page because I did not offer them during the live stream. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'll have all this information and the other references and resources at tachia.com/Menqet. That's MENQET -and-sept, SEPT. And this was a presentation, a very brief presentation of Divine Holy Day, according to the Hermetic Sirius sidereal calendar put out by the Earth Center. And we're in the last decan of Penit. They have each month has 3 10-day strengths. I don't like to say week. And then the 13th month has 5 days for the goddess Nut. And I'm going to have my Sajert, my fermented mushroom beverage. I don't know if I'm going to have beer later in honor of Menqet. And I hope you have a wonderful Divine Holy Day. Oh, and I do not have the updated calendar for July. The Natarian New Year begins on July 13th. It's 13th, 14th, 15th, 16th, 17th, 18th, 19th, 20th. Then Sirius rises, and it's the new year. So I did release that album last year. So I'll probably just re-release it or something. But anyway, do all so much for your presence. Your presence is a gift to me. And I'll see you. The next Cosmic Adorations for Divine Holy Day is, I can tell you when that is. That will be in the month of Hepsin. And that date will be on July 16th. And that will be during the Natarian New Year. Like I said, I haven't decided what I'm going to do. I might go live every day. I've been talking about it. We'll see. Okay. Dua Hatep. Thank you for your love and blessings and your presence. Hatep. Thank you for your presence. Dua Hatep.